Welcome, everyone. I'll share that in 1 minute. Thanks for joining us. On this cold and snowy day, rainy, snowy day. All right, we are going to get started here in just a moment. But what I wanted to tell everyone, at the bottom of your screen, you should have a translation button where an interpretation button. If you would like to hear this presentation in Spanish, you can click on Spanish. And if you want to hear the presentation in English, just keep listening. You don't have to press on that interpretation button. Good evening. Tonight we are here to walk you through what picking your student schedule might look like and answer any questions that you have. I'm Mrs. Shuba. I'm the Assistant Superintendent of Teaching and Learning. Translating in Spanish for us is Ms. Hernandez Casares, our Family Outreach Specialist and Interpreter. We have Ms. Passarelli, Assistant Principal of Pupil Personnel Services from TF North. We have Ms. Nardi, Assistant Principal for Curriculum and Instruction, TF South. And we have Mr. Robinson, Assistant Superintendent of Career Development. So just a little brief overview of what our departments do. The Department of Teaching and Learning focuses on developing high quality educational programs for our students. And so really what this means is we work hard to make sure that the curriculum that we're writing and revising meets the needs of our students and that teachers can implement that curriculum, and we offer professional development. Some of our areas of focus is our curriculum rewrite. In 2019, we set out to rewrite every single course in our building. So a lot of our freshman students are experiencing that already, as a lot of our freshman level courses have been rewritten. We are excited to say that at the end of each semester, we provide surveys to our students so that they can give us feedback to help inform how to move forward with revisions to our curriculum. And we want to make sure that all of our students, regardless of their career or college path, have access to a highly rigorous, relevant curriculum. And so we work hard on examining our curriculum and working with our feeder schools to make sure that we are staying true to what we said we would offer. A couple of highlights that you might see as we start to look at course selection for our students. We have National Equity Lab courses. Those are courses where students feel ready for the rigor of college. They can join a class that's on our campus. The tuition is paid for by districts, so that's great. I know parents like to hear that. And they can take a course through many prestigious universities such as Howard, Yale, Harvard. We've had courses such as Essentials of Personal Finance, Principles of Criminal Justice, and Poetry in the City from Whitman to Hip Hop. So that's one exciting offering to take a look at, especially if you have an upperclassman. If you haven't been sure about AP courses, we've had many students tell us they didn't want to take the course because of the fees involved. I want to tell you that district covers the cost of the advanced placement exam for students who would like to take that course. And as you might hear a little bit from Mr. Robinson later, the district also covers partial tuition for our South Suburban Step Up college courses. One other thing I want to mention, as your student is considering courses and maybe they're a little bit afraid to challenge themselves, not sure how they'll get help, District also pays for a tutoring service that students can access from their phone, from a computer, and that is open 24 hours a day, every day of the week. They can find a tutor in any subject matter. So I wanted to highlight on that. And without further ado, I know we're here to talk about scheduling. So let's take a look at what TF South, North, or Center student is required to take to graduate. So you can see the credit hours there. When you're looking at credit hours, 1 credit hour is like a year-long course. So when you see the 0.5, that would be a semester. And you see that our students need 23 credits to graduate. One thing that you will want to take a look at is our curriculum guide. If you go to our district website, if you go to the North, South, or Center website, you can find that guide in English and in Spanish, and it will have all of our departments as well as a description of the course, if there's any prerequisites that are recommended, what age group it's for, and if it's year-long or if it's semester. And so again, you can easily find that on our websites. And I think I want to take a minute to show you that. Give me 1 second here so I can reshare. Okay, so if you can see that screen share there, you would just go to departments on our main website, to teaching and learning. And once you click on that, you can scroll down to important documents and you'll see right there that curriculum guide in Spanish and in English. And all of the school websites have that as well. Okay. All right, so we are going to move into Mr. Robinson in the Career Development Department and hear a little bit from him and what the CTE world has to offer for our students.
All right, good evening, everyone, and welcome to our program tonight. Hopefully this information that we're providing for you will be very efficient in helping your students grow and learn and be very successful. So one of the main goals of the Career Development Department is to make sure that we're providing post-secondary education to all of our students and providing education for employment to all of our students and giving them the opportunities to gain employment, be very successful in their pursuit of a career pathway. Definitely make sure that all of our students are ready to be very successful in the workplace as it is aligned to the workforce and the demands of the workforce. And so one of the things that we do, one of the initiatives that we definitely have is to make sure that we prepare our students and develop our students hands-on training, make sure they're highly skilled before they leave us, and make sure they're very successful once they do leave our doors after 4 years of high school. So we do have a career development guide as well. We have a department, a website. There's definitely a link to our website on each school website. As Ms. Shuba already navigated her department website, you can go to that same link and scroll down to career development, and it will provide you with all the initiatives, programs that we have, courses that we offer, dual credit courses that we offer through the district, our step up program courses. And when I say dual credit just simply means that the student is taking a college course simultaneously as they're taking a high school course. And so many of our courses are dual credit. Once they complete the coursework at the high school level, they will automatically receive college credits for completing that course, as long as they receive a C or better in that particular course. And we do have dual enrollment programs as well. Ms. Shuba, she alluded to the South Suburban Step Up program, where the district is offering a third of the price of the course. The parent is responsible for paying a third of the price, and then South Suburban College pays the other third of the price, provides students with the opportunity to gain college credits while they are in high school. Okay. Upcoming events that we have around this time of year, we do market all of our programs, our career and technical education programs, and we do have showcases that are coming up that we host at each homeschool. TF South will have a showcase this coming Friday, January 27th. And then, of course, we'll be doing the same thing at TF North. And this showcase is for all 10th grade students. We will be offering the opportunity for our 8th grade feeder school students to explore all of our programs that we offer here in the district. So some of the courses that we added many new CTE courses throughout the last couple of years. Some of the new programs that we have in place and courses that we offer with it is, of course, we have our Project Lead the Way pathway, where we're offering new engineering courses. And so in essence, this year we're offering a new Intro to Engineering course, and then come the following year, that will be a prerequisite to a new course that we will be offering called Principles of Engineering. And then another exciting program that we are moving forward with and offering to our TF North students is our child care program. So we have a brand new child care program over at TF North, and that will be offered just like the child care program is offered over at TF South, to make sure that we provide equity for all of our students. So one of the goals of the district is to make sure that all of our CTE programs are accessible to each and every student in the district. So we want to make sure that the students at both home schools can take advantage of all of our programs that we have within the CTE course guideline. And then last but not least, we do have an Intro to Television Production Tech course that will be offered at TF South this year. We already established the program over at TF North. And again, to make sure there's equity in every program or study that we offer in the district, we are moving forward and making sure that we establish the television production program over at TF South.
Thank you, Mr. Robinson.
No problem, Ms. Schuber. Thank you.
And next, Ms. Passarelli will talk to us a little bit about the course selection process in the buildings.
Hello, everyone. So the course selection began at the beginning of last week. And it will continue through this Sunday. An email did go out when scheduling opened up, and then follow-up emails have went out as well as phone dialers to parents and students. It is very important that the students select the classes that they want. This opens some dialogue for when they meet with the counselors. So it's important to kind of have a feel of the classes that they want, to make sure that they have a full schedule and a schedule of classes that they're really truly interested in. The scheduling does close on the 31st, and this is after we have the CTE showcase. So the students get to see all of the great programs that we have that they may be interested in, but just don't know about. Once that scheduling closes for the students to choose classes in Power School, they then meet with counselors. And so both the North and South do have the same schedule set to meet with students. January 30th through February 3rd, the counselors will meet with freshman students. February 6th through 10th, they'll meet with sophomore students. The 13th through the 15th, they will meet with juniors. That following week is reserved for the middle schools, but we'll also be meeting with senior or juniors that will be seniors that week as well when they are back within the building. And then they will finish out February with seniors as well, and kind of reviewing their class selections, making sure that the kids feel really comfortable with their selections. I do want to note that they can meet with a counselor and have this plan set in mind that they want, and then think it through and change their mind. As long as they make it in that window, they can absolutely meet with the counselor and make changes. We want them to have a schedule they're really excited about. And so we want to make sure that we get those changes in for them, so they have the schedule that they want for the following year.
Thanks, Ms. Passarelli. Ms. Nardi is going to talk to us a little bit about the types of courses offered. And Ms. Nardi, can you also tell us how are those students registering?
Hi, good evening. Thank you. Yes, of course. So when you go in to choose your classes, or when your student logs into PowerSchool and clicks on the course selection option, they're going to be faced with a screen that's very specific to their grade level. So if your current student is a sophomore, a grade 10 student, they will only see selections that are available for next year's 11th grade students. And some of those courses kind of fall into different categories. You can see here on the screen, required core courses are graduation requirements that all students are required to take. Your son or daughter will have a choice between a regular level or maybe an honors level of the same course if it's a required course. Honors courses are a little bit advanced. All of our honors and required core courses all follow the same curriculum. Honors courses will go into greater depth and it will increase the expectations from students at the honors level. We've mentioned AP a couple of times tonight. Advanced placement is a national program where students have an opportunity to get exposed to college level coursework, and then take an exam at the conclusion of the course to possibly qualify for college credits, depending on the course and depending on the college or university. Dual credit, as Mr. Robinson and a couple of us have mentioned, is an excellent opportunity for students while they're in high school, taking a course taught by their own high school teacher for which they can get college credit. And we have several South Suburban opportunities for dual credit, and we keep increasing that number. That is something that we're quite proud of. I encourage you again to take a look through the curriculum guide. There are so many options, so that when you are logged into PowerSchool, selecting your classes over the next week or until the 31st, that you are educated and informed about what your choices are. Again, you will meet with your student will meet with a counselor to go over those choices, but it's always a great idea to review all of your options prior to making your selections. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Nardi. I believe we've covered this next slide. I think everyone's talked about the supports. We'll meet with counselors. We have the CTE showcase, and we have our curriculum guides that are available for review. And so what we would like to do now is open it up for any questions that you might have that you want to type into the chat. And we will answer any of those questions. And as people are taking a moment to do that, I wanted to say one question came through on the Q&A portion of the screen, and that was if the classes shown up here are for students who have a 504 plan. The classes in the curriculum guide are for all of our students, every single student. We do have specific programs that we offer for students who are English learners, or certain students who would qualify for our special ed programs with an IEP, but the courses in here are accessible to all of our students. We had a question about where on the student Power School to select the course schedule. When they log in, I believe it's does it say student course selection? Ms. Passarelli or not? Ms. Nardi, I know you guys are muted, but.
I believe when you log in, it looks a little different from what I see, from what the student sees, but I believe when you log in, when your student logs in, there is a tab that says select courses, and it automatically updates to next year's calendar, next year's course selection.
Thank you. We had a question about if someone is new to the district and a freshman, should they select courses? So right now, the students who can select courses in Power School would be current students. But if your student is an 8th grader and will be a freshman, we will be coming to those feeder schools and making sure that they get their course selections. So they will, 8th graders, current 8th graders in our feeder school districts will not have to go through Power School. We'll be coming to their school. So if you know that you are transferring into our district next year and you need to select courses, that will be part of the registration process. Is that correct, Ms. Passarelli? Okay.
I'm going to go ahead and try to log into Power School as a student so I can take a look at the screen so I can answer that one question very specifically.
And if you are still having trouble finding what that looks like, we're looking right now, we're taking a moment to look right now. You can contact the guidance office for some assistance with that. And if, is there any one of you I can write in the chat those numbers? If you give me just 1 second here, I'll be sure to write those numbers in the chat.
Did you want me to type in my number for TF North?
That would be great. Or your email, both, if you don't mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's proving quite difficult for me to see it from the student side.
And I think we had. I thought Mr. Gutierrez was answering that in the background there. I saw him writing. Mr. Gutierrez, if you can type in the chat what students will see, that will help the students out and the parents out. Someone asked if they're a freshman at North, how do they choose classes? Same way. So all of our current students will be selecting their courses through Power School. We had a question about statistics. Can a student take statistics as a required math class? In order to graduate, students have to have a math class that's algebra and a math class that has geometry in it. So their 3rd year of math, we highly, highly, highly recommend Algebra 2, but statistics is an option as one of our math courses. And I am going to type Miss Nardi's information from TF South if you're struggling with scheduling at all, and she can help you out with that, and that's in the chat.
Would you like me to add Mr. O'Rourke's information as well?
That would be great. Thank you. There was a question about just clarifying about course selections. yes, they will be made in Power School and then reviewed with the student. The counselor will sit and review those with the student. I'm looking through to see if we have any other questions, but you can always reach out to any of us at any time. We had a question, Mr. Robinson, I'll let you answer this one. Can my student that is going to be a senior in the fall take culinary?
Excuse me, the culinary arts is a program of study and that has a sequence. And so typically the senior year, most seniors that's in that program of study is in their third year in the program. So in most cases, a senior would not be able to take culinary arts starting their senior year. Usually the program of study, as we have it lined up with our curricular goals, starts sophomore year with an intro class, junior year with a culinary arts 1 class, and then senior year with a culinary arts 2 class.
Thank you, Mr. Robinson. See if there's any more questions out there. Couple more questions coming in. How will the student know if the class they are registering for gives them college credit? Great question. It is indicated in the course catalog. It will say things like college credit may be available through South Suburban. That would be what you might see for our dual credit courses. And the courses that start with AP for advanced placement, those also have college credit available. And those are contingent upon the score that you get on the exam at the end of the course and what specific colleges require that score to be. So it's a 5-point scale. And depending on the university, they may give you credit for a 3. Although I believe most universities are looking for a 4 or a 5. So AP courses are a little unique. You have to know a little bit more about what the university that your student is attending will accept for credit. But the dual credit ones are, you walk out the door with that dual credit if you meet the requirements of the course. Great question. There is a question about students' grades for the first quarter and if they were deleted after break. So our grading scale is really a semester based. So quarter 1 is like a checkpoint. That's part of the grade. And quarter 2 is another checkpoint. So, and then we have the final exam. So if your student had a course where they took a final exam, which is the majority of our courses, quarter 1 was worth 40%, quarter 2 was worth 40%, and the exam was worth 20% to get the semester grade. So they're still in there, it's just all averaged together for the final semester grade. Great question. We have a student who isn't sure if they want to attend college, but got invited to AP Power Hour. Absolutely encourage him to check it out. So the AP Power Hour is kind of a way to browse and shop around, and you might get a chance to talk to AP students who will tell you about the course, or AP teachers. It's definitely worth looking into. My recommendation is if it's a course that he is if it's a topic he's very passionate about, it's definitely something that you want to explore and look into. I would even encourage that student to have some further conversations with the counselor. We can always set up a shadowing opportunity if that student wanted to actually pop into the class a little bit or talk to the teacher of the class. We highly encourage looking into that opportunity. Can a student take a college class over the summer? And if so, how? Mr. Robinson, are there any through your program that are offered during the summer?
Our South Suburban College Step Up program, we do have a summer program that will offer students college credits during the summer. We also are working on a agreement and a partnership with Chicago State University. We do have a number of junior students that are now taking dual enrollment courses for free or reduced costs over at Chicago State University. And once we finalize that agreement with Chicago State University, that will be a second opportunity for students to gain college credits during the summer. Great question. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Robinson. Are we able to see how many credits the students have thus far? Ms. Passarelli or Ms. Nardi, are you able to answer that one?
Either of us can. When you meet with your counselor will review what credits you have thus far and what requirements are still left for you to pursue for the rest of your career here at TF at Thornton Fractional. Your counselor will then offer, here are the required courses, and then here are your choices to take electives. As you saw in the graduation requirements, you have 7 electives. So after you choose your required core classes, English, math, science, those types of things, PE, you'll have opportunity to choose a CTE course, an art course, a music course, or another elective, foreign language. And your counselor can explain what the sequence looks like, how many years might be in the sequence, and what your other options are. But yes, your counselor will review your number of credits when you review your course selections.
Seeing if we missed anything else here. I believe the tab that you're looking for when a student signs in, this was a question earlier. When they sign into PowerSchool, on the left-hand side, there's a navigation bar. And I believe that it says class registration. So it can be easily confused with registering for school. But it's an icon of a chair and a pencil. So when they log in, again, that's on the left-hand side, the navigation bar, class registration. I believe that we have answered everything in the question box. But I would like to say you have our emails, our phone numbers. We left some in the chat there. And please reach out as you continue to go through this process with your student. We definitely want to make sure that your students gets the courses that are best for what they want to go into and for their, whether that's college or career. Thank you very much to Ms. Hernandez in the background, who is working feverishly on interpreting when I told her I would talk slow tonight, and I know I did not do that. So great thanks and appreciation to her. And thanks to all of you parents out there who joined us tonight. We appreciate you taking part in this event. Have a great evening, everyone.